Good day, everyone. I am Matthew Balucas, and today I'm going to talk about recognition of verbs. So, what is a verb? Verbs are the action words in a sentence that describe what the subject is doing. Along with nouns, verbs are the main part of a sentence or phrase, telling a story about what is taking place. In fact, without a verb, full thoughts cannot be properly conveyed. So sentences can never be complete with a subject alone. So it must have a verb. It must have predicate. So here's an example sentence. He ate the pizza. He in this sentence is the subject, while ate is the verb. Ate is an action word that is being done by the subject he. So moving on, how do you recognize verbs? So basically, verbs are very recognizable in each sentence. Why? Because verbs usually follow the noun or usually follow the subject. But for those who are having hard time recognizing verbs, here are some easy ways in order to recognize them. Let's move on to the first part. First, find the words in a sentence that describes action. So basically, verbs are action words. They describe someone or something performing an action. Start by looking at a sentence and identifying the action words. Here are example sentences. Michael ran to the beach. So Michael is running to the beach because run is an action word. Next is Ken swam to the boat. So swam here is the action word because Ken is swimming to the boat. So next we have is remember common verb suffixes if you can't identify the action. If you fail to identify the action, verbs often have distinct suffixes or endings. Common verb suffixes are like ing, ed, en, and s. These are added when a verb tense changes. If you can't find the action word right away, look at the sentence carefully again for words with common verb suffixes, and you've probably found the verb. So here are examples. Jay is running to the beach. So running here is the verb. Why? Because it is created by the word run plus the suffix ing. Therefore, the outcome is running. So Jay is running to the beach, and running is our verb. Next example is John was eating at McDonald's. So eating here is the verb because it is created by the word eat plus the suffix also ing, thus creating the word eating. So John was eating at McDonald's. Eating is our verb here. Lastly is the door was locked. So locked here is the verb because it is created by the word lock plus the suffix ed, therefore creating locked. Next we have is learn the different verb tenses. Verbs are the only words that are conjugated or put into different forms. A verb conjugation changes depending on what tense the sentence is in. There are 5 verb tenses and those are infinitive, past tense, present tense, past participle, and present participle. All verbs can be conjugated into these different forms. Learning how to identify verbs in different forms is important for locating verbs in a sentence. So verb conjugation means that the verb has to match the subject, the number, and possibly a whole bunch of information. So here is an example word. The word drink is being conjugated to different tenses. Here we have first is the infinitive of the word drink. The infinitive form is to drink. So use it in a sentence. I have to drink my medicine. So to drink here is our verb because it is in the infinitive form. Next we have is the past tense of drink, which is drunk. So put it in a sentence. I drank my medicine yesterday. Next we have is the present tense. The present tense of drink is still retained as drink. So put it in a sentence. I usually drink a glass of milk. Next we have is the present participle of the word drink, which is drinking. So the present participle is what currently happening at that time. So use it in a sentence. I am drinking a glass of water. And then lastly, we have the past participle of drink, which is drunk. So use it in a sentence. I was drunk last night. So always note, keep in mind, that in identifying and recognizing verbs in a sentence, we should also acquire the proper literacy in subject-verb agreement. So subject-verb agreement is very important because without it, the reader cannot understand and will be confused. So rule: subjects must agree with the verbs in number. Singular subjects must take singular verbs. Also, plural subjects must take plural verbs. It is important to ensure that subjects and verbs always agree with each other. The relationship between subject and verbs lie at the heart of grammatically correct English writing. Subject-verb agreement unifies a sentence and makes it easier to understand. So that is all for my presentation, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.